Bonjour mes amis, aujourd'hui we're going to look at Burgundy, which is a place in France. It's a historical place in France, which used to be its own kingdom before they got all unified under the French flag. And it had its own flag, its own coat of arms, its own royal family, etc., 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 like many places in Europe. And it's known for a very delicious dish called the bourguignon. And it's pronounced bourguignon, by the way. It's got 3 syllables, bourguignon. So the N is kind of silent. It's kind of like a nasal O-N, and the U is silent as well, as is the R in a way. It's named after the French region. Like most food in Europe, it's just named after where it's from. Hamburgers, Frankfurters, Wieners, Scotch. Same with the drinks, you know, champagne, whatever. It's basically a beef stew that is sort of seasoned in wine. It's very delicious. I'm sure most of you have had it before. This dish is often touted as traditional, but it was first documented in 1867 and does not appear to be old. I find that really, really funny, but it's so true. Like 1867 is probably ancient in the United States, but in Europe, 1867 is just basically yesterday. It's not very old at all. There are houses on my street that are older than that. Anyway, why am I suddenly talking about this delicious French dish? Well, it's because since these guys had it, they've been smiling and things have been happening for XRP. And I've also seen a lot of videos about it on YouTube, and I just thought I'd chime in from my own perspective. Look at the smile on these guys' faces, man. It's like they just signed some kind of deal. And this kind of brings a smile to my face. Of course, this can't be positive for Gary Gensler. I'm willing to bet that this was one of the topics of discussion during this delicious meal that they had. And this comment from Brad Gallinghouse just makes me laugh as well. It says, Gary Gensler, very much on brand, completely dismissive of the 2024 election and the American public. Fully commits to his failed regulation by enforcement agenda to the bitter, bitter end. I mean, you gotta hand it to Gary Gensler, man. The guy is standing on business, right? He's going down guns blazing effectively. And this is in response to Alderati's little text as well, that little post as well, saying, Gensler's war on crypto ends at the SEC. We asked the SEC to agree to postpone the filing of their opening brief in the appeal of our victory, current deadline, January 15th, and they refused. What a waste of time and taxpayer dollars. Nevertheless, we are confident in our position on appeal and look forward to working with the new SEC leadership to resolve this matter. And would you look at this beautiful that, you know what, if someone actually produced that, that would sell the heck out, right? I would buy one, I'm not gonna lie. Anyway, shout out to XRP pumping nevertheless. Everyone's confident. There's so much support for XRP. I'm going to have a look at it a little bit later after this video.
I'm a believer in it because I do believe it is an alternative source for wealth holding. It's no different than what gold represented over thousands of years. It is a asset class that protects you.
Bro, stop the cap. Stop the cap. Like, guys, when did we start listening to these guys? When did we start trusting these guys? I know this is a good thing for the price of Bitcoin and probably crypto generally in the short term to midterm, right? But in the long term, look, the powers that are now entering Bitcoin from all angles, yes, they're going to take the price to, you know, hundreds of thousands of dollars. And this is how it's going to reach $1 million when countries and big organizations like BlackRock start basically fighting for this limited asset. But when they do become the majority holders of this coin, they do wield a ridiculous amount of power though, right? And I watched a video by Heidi the other day. Shout out to Heidi. And she talked about how, you know, it is possible for BlackRock and all those guys to just fork Bitcoin. It's not the first time that Bitcoin's been forked. There's several forks of Bitcoin floating about. None of them were able to be successful because obviously the community stuck with the original Bitcoin. But now with, you know, powers that be like BlackRock and Fidelity and JP Morgan and countries and blah, 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 these guys can now put enough funds together to make a fork of Bitcoin actually successful. Obviously, the community itself is what's running the nodes around the world. And if the community sticks together, they're never going to get a decentralized system like the current Bitcoin, right? You can get the market cap. In fact, they could surpass the market cap because obviously the original Bitcoin will plummet in price. And of course, we're going to see a lot of people move over to the new forked Bitcoin by these guys, right? And also they have the money to fund said Bitcoin. They would have the technology, etc., but they would not have the decentralization that we have, which is one of the strengths of Bitcoin, right? And also eventually the market cap would creep back into the original Bitcoin when they realize what's going on. It's the same reason why all the other Bitcoins, quote unquote, failed. There's only one original Bitcoin. So yeah, I don't trust these guys as far as I can throw them. You know, these guys, why are they so bullish now, man? I'm really super uncomfortable hearing him talk like this, to be honest with you. And looking at the market, man, look at the trending box. It's full of XRP, XLM, XDC. HBAR is probably going to make its way into this box very, very soon as well. Even though we're still in neutral and Bitcoin is just about recovering, all of the X coins are doing their thing, bro. The United States based ISO 220, in fact, the non-US based one are also doing good at the moment. Look at Bitcoin, man, struggling, just moving sideways. But XRP takes it to Bitcoin. Look at the fire. Oh yes, somebody asked me in a comment in my last video to show them how to do a compare with, right? So this is CoinMarketCap. This is the free version of CoinMarketCap, right? And I'm not paying for this. I think this compare with drop down, first of all, you have to be on the desktop to get it. Another thing that you have to make sure that you do is to make sure that you can see enough of the screen. So you can control I'm on a Mac, but you can probably do it on Windows as well. I hit Command plus or minus to enlarge the resolution or reduce the resolution. So I think it's a resolution thing. So this is one dimension bigger. You can see that the compare with has disappeared, okay? Because I've made the screen larger. It doesn't fit as much stuff in the screen. So the more you reduce the size, at some point, it just pops up, right? It's to do with how much information can be displayed on the screen. So you can do your compare with Ethereum, compare with bigger. Look at Ethereum and XRP. XRP is in the blue, Ethereum is flatlining, half dead in the red. Exciting times for XRP. We're just in the beginning of the pump. All-time highs coming soon. Not financial advice. Do your own research, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.